Hey y'all, let's do a reading, shall we? We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to pull on sort of what the energies are around you that might not be tangible, that might not be in the flesh, so to speak. And if this is too woo-woo for you, then it's too woo-woo for you. But listen, if you don't believe in sort of this echo consciousness, then you're probably not here because you're not paying attention. But like if you've ever been into like a space that just feels weird, just feels off, or maybe if you've walked into a historical space, especially like a super old building, and it doesn't have to be haunted or whatever, but just like a super old building or even an old rock. Oh my gosh, some of the energies I've gotten off of an old rock. Anyway, I digress. If you would like to know if the cards can tell you who is around you right now in terms of sort of spirit and energy, then you've come to the right place. So, are we pulling on echo consciousness? Let's find out. Are we dealing with yourself? I mean, listen, think about it. Of the energy that's present in any room, where are you most comfortable? Probably at home. Whose echo of consciousness is around in that room? Yours. Okay? It's also the way that we can really fuck ourselves up. Excuse my French. But it's the way we can become really familiar with someone else or with someone else's home or with a situation, partnership, or family that is not maybe necessarily right for us, because they do feel like home because our energy is just all over that place. Okay? Anyway, okay, sorry, I digress. But let's see what the cards have to say, because this is the first time I've ever pulled tarot on it. So I'm excited for you and for me and for us. Okay, bottom card is the Hanged Man. This reading might go a little bit weird. We might see some things. That's pushed by the Seven of Pentacles. Literally pushed. Pushed. So, does this mean a new perspective and a new shift is about to happen in general for you, for the world, for the country, for the energy? Maybe. Okay, Three Pentacles. The Fool. Queen of Wands. Devil. Yeah. Okay, so one thing I really want you to understand about the devil, because I try to explain this in many different ways, but I think this will help maybe. So when the devil card is pulled, we're not necessarily pulling on your dark side or your shadow side or a shadow side, because when we're using tarot, we're attempting to, hopefully, if we do it right, if it aligns with our vibration at the time and we're able to do it, I won't say technically right, I'll say energetically right. If we're able to do it, then really the sort of converse is the humanity of it all, right? So you've got your spirituality, and the humanity is very much at odds with the spirituality. You know, the highways, literally, the literal highways that these cars are riding on, the literal sticks and mud that we've created our homes from, like the literal bureaucracies that we've created, and this construct that we have, right? And I'm not going woo-woo at all. Like, the humanity that we've created is in opposition to the spirit. If you disagree with me, then that's fine. But the devil really represents and I've really begun to see this more and more recently, is the devil representing sort of this human nature, right? So the human nature is also this primal nature too. So it's why, we would steal, like as cavemen, we would steal each other's wives, or as human beings now, we steal each other's wives. We fight over resources. We kill each other for stupid things that are shiny. That's the humanity that we're talking about when we talk about the devil. And really it is, I'm not going to go biblical here, but it's the fall from spiritual grace. However you want to take that. Okay. That's deep, y'all. That's deep. Didn't think we were going to get this deep on a tarot channel, huh? Thought we were going to talk about rainbows and roses. Well, I'm Rose, but Rose ain't talking about rainbows here. We're talking about some serious shit. The energy's getting pretty freaking serious right now. As we move into the end of July, we're getting pretty freaking serious. Things can go topsy-turvy pretty quick in this energy. And in order to surf those waters, it helps to have a little bit of insight. The more we know we can bring with us, the more nimble we can be and the more confident we can be in how we approach these things. The Four of Swords. Okay, because this is such a weird reading, I'm pulling another stack and it'll fit. It'll fit just fine. This is some powerful stuff. Okay. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the Hermit. We've got the Chariot. We've got the Eight of Cups. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the Five of Cups. The energy that you have around you right now, it's not supernatural at this point. It's not the ghost of your Aunt Anna, your prima, your cousin. Okay. No. And as much as I would really love to tell you that, because I really wanted to tap into something different, the energy here is all about the connection that you have with romantic partnership. And I am somewhat disappointed, but I'm not surprised. So this, how do I explain this? First of all, shame on them. It's not fair. Ideally, there's a reciprocation, right? So if there's a reciprocation in the energy where you are both sharing your feelings, sharing your love, sharing your time, sharing your energy, and you have this sort of back and forth building of a connection, the energy looks clean. Yeah. This is dirty energy. It's just doggone dirty. It's tepid. It's toxic. And I use that word like pretend we're talking in the like 1990s before it was a thing to talk about. And it's not reciprocal. So whether there's tension from the last time you talked to this person, whether they've never talked to you before and they've just been stalking you or been, like stalking your Instagram or stalking your, just thinking about you, or whether they're pent up and upset and don't know how to respond to you or react to you. all of that is here. So if you're tuning in, obviously I'm pulling for you. This is meant for you. If it resonates with you, it's for you. But most likely, if you're here, it's because someone attached to you is really, really, she is energetically there, but not for reasons that are going to benefit you. It's sticking around. We don't know what's going to happen. Can't decide on anything. Can't figure things out. Has a lot to say, but won't say it. Wants to come in, then doesn't come in. Starts typing a response in text message and then doesn't finish it. Goes out with other people intentionally to get their mind off of you. But they have no intention on being with these people. And so they're wasting their time, they're wasting the other people's time, and then they're holding on to your energy. And I don't know if this is a long-time soulmate, if this is someone, like I said, that you've never, ever met before. Maybe it's a neighbor, maybe it could be anybody. And I know that is, well, it could be anybody, Rose. Who is it? It's going to be different for all of you. Everyone who watches this is going to be different. But the energy around you is of someone who wants to be near you but feels like they can't for some reason. How's that? And yes, they can be in your energetic field all the time. Now, if you know this person, I recommend you pull back your energy from them. If you think you know who this is. I think maybe if you know who it is, it might not be that person though, just FYI. All right. I want to go ahead and clarify. Oh, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I literally feel like I'm going to throw up. And it's not me. Whoever, the most powerful, there's a lot of different energies here, obviously. Look at all the freaking cards I have. But the most powerful energy here, whether it's the most of you or if it's the most powerful connection that's here, is this gut wrench. Absolute fucking gut wrench. Like, you seem very calm, cool, and collected to them, and they are in absolute agony. They're in absolute agony. But I think they might have done it to themselves, right? You would know that. There's nothing like... Got the Knight of Cups flying out. I really want to pull on the Devil, so I'm going to pull on the Devil. Jesus. I just hate to see this because, like, you know what? Life is so short, and it's so rare to find a connection with someone else on this crazy planet, to find a soul connection, right? And when you do, if one of you is too scared to make it a reality or to make... Okay, why is the Devil here? Okay, the bottom is the Fool. Yeah. The 8 of Swords. King of Wands. Jesus. So remember that feeling that you had when you first met, if you met this person? when you first met this person, if you met them yet, or maybe even if you didn't meet them yet, but you've like turned and looked at each other across the gym or across the room or across the office. And you know that feeling that you have that is like in your heart, but also like it's not in your heart. It's like in the middle of your chest. You know what I'm talking about? That recognition, right? Recognition. You recognize something in that person and you don't even know what yet. And if you've had a chance to meet them, to get to know them and been blessed with that time, you might know that this person is actually, like, there is a connection there, right? They felt it too. They absolutely fucking tried to ignore it for whatever reason. They tried to push it back, get rid of it, burn it, kill it, whatever. And I'm sorry, but they did for whatever reason. And it almost worked. But there's something about the time right now with the way Aquarius is and Uranus is and all that, that is forcing them to see. It's not even forcing. It's just opened their eyes. It's opened their third eye specifically to see how powerful this connection is and what an idiot they've been. What a total idiot they've been. And that's where we get the gut wrench. And that's where I feel like I'm going to throw up, because they feel like they're going to throw up because they can't understand, number one, why this is happening to them when all they want to do is their thing. And they want to, this is very specific, but they want to do their thing. They want to do this. They have a list of goals to accomplish, but they feel like you came into their life, you inspired them, but you also, just by being yourself, you didn't do it on purpose, you shined a light on their insecurities. And they were scared of that, and they thought that that was a red flag. But they're going to realize, or they're realizing now, that that actually was a spiritual flag, was a white flag. This person ain't the smartest. This person ain't the smartest spiritually. They're not even that book smart. I can tell that right now. But dang it, do they fucking love you. And they're figuring that out. But there's been so much cover up. There's been so much redacted that it's like you can't, like, after, you know, something's crossed out of a manuscript or a book, it's like you can't uncross it. They have to, like, remember it from when you first met and rewrite it. They have to rewrite the code. This could be super specific, but man, and you know, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do about it, because at this point, this person has to come forward to you. You really can't reach out to this person while they're in this state, because this human nature, this dark side, this Plymouth from the movie Christine, this human nature needs to be understood by the spiritual nature, and the spiritual nature needs to be understood by the human nature. So in their spiritual self, they need to understand why they self-sabotaged. In their human self, they need to understand why this connection is so important in the spiritual. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And they might not do it. If they don't, they don't. There's this, like I've been saying about this energy, it's a bit of a Schrodinger's cat, right? So all of the energy is like this. So the boxes are closed. You've got a dead cat and a live cat in each box. And when you open it, we're opening it now. Like we're opening these energetic boxes of Schrodinger's cats now. So when this is realized, when the spiritual and the human side come together, if they come together, if they have a mutual understanding, we open the box and either they're ready to reunite with us or that spiritual awakening takes them somewhere else. Both are very reasonable outcomes. I really want to pull on the Fool because we've had the Fool come up a couple of times, and the Fool is the only thing that sort of flummoxes me. It's part of where I get this sort of, they're not that smart. I mean, it might be a situation, and I've said this to myself many times, but it might be the absolute dumbest smart person that you know. Like, you know how some people can be either really book educated and really academic, and then they just are the ditziest people you've ever met. And then vice versa, there are some people who are really street smart who absolutely can't put two words together. Either way, this person could be either way. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Don't think that I'm throwing shade or anything. It's just that then there's some of us, like what I consider myself is about 50-50. It's like I can be kind of book smart. I've gone through school a few times, and but I also have my moments. And then a little bit of street smarts, but that comes from experience, right? So, so the universe doesn't. Oh, there we go. Okay, fine. I was like, she doesn't want to talk about the Fool, but maybe she does. It's the Wheel of Fortune, and I absolutely do not believe that it is. I absolutely don't believe that it is the sort of surface energy of the timing is right to start over. This is not that, okay? So calm down. Okay, so for those of you listening, I hope you're not with this reading, but I hope you're watching too. But this is the Two of Swords. And then we have the Four of Cups. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So this energy person, it's definitely a person, right? I'm talking about the echo consciousness of what's around you other than yourself. The 3D person who belongs to that, if there is one right now, I mean, your person could be past, honestly. Like, your person, if I've been talking to you this whole time and this was happening when they passed, then it's still happening. But it's definitely sort of not about the new beginning that they want, but it is a new beginning that they will choose. And what the universe wants you to know with the Two of Swords is that whichever reality comes to light, so like that Schrodinger's box I was talking to you about, whether they decide to move forward with you or whether they decide to ignore the spiritual awakening, or whether they decide to start something totally new because of the spiritual awakening, whichever they decide is going to be the right thing. And I'm not even going to candy coat this. Don't be selfish and think that them coming to you is the right thing and that you know best. Just calm down. calm down. Don't you love it when people say that to you? Like when you're really upset, especially if you're a woman and you're really upset for a good reason, and somebody says, hey, calm down. Don't you love that? Okay, I'm not going to say that. What I am going to say is that have some compassion for this person and understand that whichever way they choose really is going to be, or whichever they show up, whichever way they show up, whichever way comes out of the understanding of this clash between their humanity and their spirituality. This is not easy stuff. And the relationship with you is the reason that they're here. And that's good. So don't be upset. Try not to be upset. Try to be compassionate towards whatever results from this. They're going to decide something. They're going to move forward in some way, or they're going to get stuck. And that's a decision too, okay? But the universe wants you to know that whatever decision comes forward from this, with the Fool and the Two of Swords, whatever comes through, whatever's decided, is what is supposed to happen. It's going to work out for them, and it's going to work out for you too, okay? Don't hold on to any regret. Don't hold on to any. It's a little bit of a warning from the universe in the Four of Cups. Don't put yourself there, no matter what happens. This is what it is. I mean, we all have different paths. You don't know what's coming down the pike for you, honestly, because we've also got the Mother of Swords, or the Queen of Swords. You've got this confidence. Be this Queen of Swords. Have this confidence and know that this is the situation that is going to work. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Just one more. We're going to clarify a little bit. Okay. Actually, no. We're going to do totally different. We're going to do something totally different because it's a totally different reading. I want one card for the Hermit. I want one card for the Chariot. I want one card for the Eight of Cups, one card for the Ace of Wands. Hermit. Ace of Pentacles. Chariot. Fucking Chariot. I'm not making this up. Eight of Cups. Seven of Cups. The Ace of Wands, that's a little bit trickier. Hold on. It's not there. It's not there at all. There it is. The Knight of Swords. Five of Cups. This is a little bit more complicated. This is a lot more complicated. This is more of that self. Talk about redacted. I don't have a card for that. This is a little bit more about that self-sabotaging energy. This is about seeing the Three Cups on the ground, having your heart broken, and not recognizing the Two Cups that you still have standing that you can build from. This is about the potential for this energy to say, you know what's done is done, it's happened, and I don't think I can bridge that gap between myself and Rose's viewer right now, and I'm just gonna let it be. And it's very draining energy. It's very draining. I don't like it at all, but it could be what some of them choose temporarily. not realizing that they actually have 2 cups still standing. 2 cups can hold water, and they can build from that. It's deception. It's self-deception and self-sabotage. It is what it is. So, chariot on top of chariot, things could go really fast and kind of in the other direction, right? So it's this double energy that can be a little out of control. So if things do point to the direction of them coming into you, keep this PG. Let's say they decide to, hey, I've had this spiritual awakening. I realize that this person is amazing for me on multi levels. So I might have been incorrect in thinking that it was dangerous for me to be with them. In fact, they make my life better. I'm going to go towards them, okay? And with double chariots, what the potential is that they could come in really fast, like a little whirlwind, just totally love bomb you and say everything that's very, very true, but then turn around and leave just as fast. And you're like, what the hell was that? And just don't get in your head about it. It might happen a few times. Or it could go real fast in the other direction, right? So in the alternative, whether they use this spiritual sort of awakening, this third eye is open, and they run really fast and really hard to the next thing that sort of makes sense. So for some of you, you might see on their Instagram stories that now suddenly they're in Bali on some type of, ayahuasca retreat, and they've married this dreadlocked woman who they just met 5 days ago. But right, that could happen too, in terms of chariot on chariot, fast energy either towards you and then turning back around, or away from you and then turning back around too. So, after, quickie marriage, quickie divorce, and then suddenly they come back. That's possible for some of you. The seven of cups over the 8 of cups, that de-escalation, in this case, because of the 8 and the 7, if it were any other de-escalation, like let's say a 3 to a 2, I'd be concerned. But with this de-escalation, it's almost like you're given a little bit of breathing room. So you're given, this is more about you and the room that you're given in your emotional experience and in your understanding of this connection. Even if it is just across the gym and you've looked at each other, like, you're a little bit more at peace with this. You realize that you have other options and that they have other options, and this is a crazy, wild, nuts, turned upside down world, okay? The Hermit's a little bit more about you, but I almost see this as a I don't know. I told you I was going to try to do something different. The Hermit's almost this third energy, right? So the Hermit's almost like the spiritual energy itself. And the Ace of Pentacles definitely sort of reinforces that. This could also be a type of third party that just won't let go, that's sort of just sitting in limbo energy. So this might be very specific for a few of you. I know it's hard, but I really also think that, I don't know, it's dark. I want to pull a couple more on it. Why not? This video is already longer than any of you are going to watch, so this is for me, basically. Okay, we had 2 cards turn themselves upside down. We have the Tower, and then we have the, I really do think This is for very, 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 I said there's a lot of energy here. This is the most powerful. This is the most common. This is the most present. This is the most specific, but it's the most deep. Deep, that's not even a good way to describe it, but it's the most profound, the most. Anyway, this is for a few of you, and I doubt you're still watching this because we're 35 minutes in, and if this hasn't resonated with you, then you've probably tuned out. But if this is you and you've waited this whole time to hear this, this is definitely for you. So this is a very, very, very specific energy that we're looking at that has a I'm really trying to come up with vocals for it. It's almost like you're I can't. It's like every time I try to say something, the universe says, no, that's not right. No, that's not right. No, that's not right. No, that's not right. Because I don't even feel this energy. I'm trying to read it and tell you. So this is me as most tarot readers, like trying to read these cards and tell you. And if I would read the surface level, I would say, well, so this very specific energy has a new vision of the world. They'll just read the surface energy, right? New vision of the world, and it's a new start, perhaps like a new way of life or a new business. And they've been through a lot. They've realized that their ego, like it, but it's not that. But what I'm telling you is all this other energy I can feel, I can taste. It's in my chest. This, all I can do is see it, like literally with my eyeballs. And it doesn't mean anything to me except what the cards mean and the surface energy. But the one thing I can tell you from that is that, you know, like I say every single reading, hopefully, right? If there was ever a tarot card reading that came from a vacuum, I would be the first to admit it. However, they don't. So every tarot reading is influenced by the reader and the time in which they're pulled, right? So what this tells me with this Hermit, this Ace of Pentacles, this freaking Tower, and the Six of Wands is that I haven't had the life experience, the spiritual experience. I don't have the vocabulary or the spiritual intelligence to read this for you. Now, if that resonates, what are you doing watching tarot readings? What are you doing watching these? Because you have your shit sort of figuring out, right? Or you have it completely upside down. And either way, you've got to come out of it yourself. And I don't know why you're here, and I don't know what you're doing watching YouTube, but you've got some serious stuff to overcome, but it's overcomeable. So if I have anything to say for you, I would say that whatever you're going through right now is temporary. Everything is just temporary, and everything's happening all at once. And if that provides you any solace to know that all of the outcomes that you could possibly imagine have already happened. All of the loves that you'll ever have, you've already had. And sometimes it's just a matter of reconnecting with the right energies to really help us understand, like, what our purpose is and who we are. Because we've already met these people, these energies, these animals, we've already had these experiences. So I hope that helps. I don't know that it will, but my dogs are barking. So if you've made it through this reading, thank you. And if you've made it through this reading, why not like and subscribe? Because I'm going to be doing some weird shit. I'm tired of doing like silly tarot readings. We're going to get deep and weird like this a lot. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys.